Good afternoon, everyone. I'm meteorologist David Jones with another YouTube heads up, this time on a windstorm with lightning that is just heading towards the coast of BC. Here's a satellite picture from 1 p.m. this afternoon, and the yellow triangle indicates Vancouver. And you can see this low pressure system indicated by the swirling clouds and the big bright L just southwest of the Queen Charlotte Islands is our weather maker for tonight. It's an intense and deepening storm headed up through Hecate Strait, and right now the lightning detection system is picking up a lot of flashes just offshore. So not only is the wind going to pick up, but it's going to be rather noisy with some lightning and thunder tonight as the cold front with this storm sweeps onshore. Here's the forecast for this afternoon. So the low is going to track up towards Hecate Strait. And out ahead of this system, very intense pressure gradient is going to mean hurricane force southeast winds around the north end and the headlands of Vancouver Island tonight. Those marine warnings are in effect for those areas. Going to give you a quick look at what the model says is a snapshot of the winds at 8 p.m. today to get you oriented. That's Prince Rupert indicated by the yellow triangle, and on the top left is the Queen Charlotte Islands. So this is at 8 p.m. We expect the low to be right in the middle of Hecate Strait, and these white shades on the back side of the low indicating west to northwest winds of 60 knots or greater. So very windy as this storm begins to move onshore, and behind it as well, some very strong winds all down the coast. Here's our forecast for 5 a.m. tomorrow morning. So this is Tuesday morning. In behind the system, as mentioned, some very strong west winds prompting a wind warning for the Strait of Juan de Fuca and Victoria. Lightning and thunder is going to pop up through the interior as this storm moves through overnight. So expect all of that lightning activity to spread into the interior late overnight tonight, and then the winds will follow tomorrow. Here's a look at Coquihalla Summit. This is a forecast from about today at 4 p.m. through Wednesday at 4 a.m. And this is what we call a meteogram. The blue line indicates the snow level. And you can see that today the snow level hovering around 2,000 meters. After a spike tonight, that snow level is going to drop down with the cold front to around the level of the summit of the Coquihalla and other passes across the southern interior. So we do expect some snow, perhaps as much as 5 centimeters to dust or be very wet across the mountain passes as the cold front sweeps through tonight. There may be a special weather statement issued for that later today. Let's take a look at the public wind warnings for the coast again, starting with around the northern end of Vancouver Island, the central coast first. Ahead of the system, southeast winds to 100 km, then west winds to follow up to 100 km as well. For the east coast of Vancouver Island, the Sunshine Coast, ahead of the system, southeast winds 60 to 80 kilometers per hour. And then for Victoria, once the cold front sweeps through overnight, expect the wind to pick up to about 90 kilometers per hour through the Strait of Juan de Fuca. We also have wind warnings for the interior, for the Fraser Canyon and the Chilcotin. Ahead of this storm, again, southwest winds 70 to 90 kilometers per hour. And then tomorrow will be near wind warning criteria across Prince George and the Caribou with west winds 40 to 60 km. The rest of the interior tomorrow going to be a bit of a blowy day as well. Not a wind warning, but we do expect west winds to 50 kilometers per hour. That's it for today's YouTube heads up. Stay tuned for an update tomorrow.